So Logic has done it again. They released their new Logic Pro 12 update, and I gotta say it's quite impressive. This update has a new chord progression detector, new synth and bass session players, new sound libraries and loops. They even bundled it with Final Cut and Mainstage and other programs for like $13 a month, named it Creator Studio. I'm just gonna cover some of the new features that I found the most helpful in Logic, so let's get started. So as you can see here, I just loaded up just a sample from Splice and I'll play it. I wanted something with a lot of melodic movement just to really test out that chord detection and see how well it can work. And the way that it works is you just click this arrow here. You'll see your signature, tempo, all that stuff under chords. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Apparently you just drag this up. This is loading in real time. I didn't fast forward or anything. This is my first time doing this, and I will say that's pretty quick. Looks pretty accurate. You can see it up here. You can see it at the bottom. You can be able to copy it and so on and so forth. And what we will do first, let's go ahead and drag that back up. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and do a stem split because I'm going to remove the bass from that sample so then we can actually do our own bass with the new session player. So if we go to processing, stem splitter, go ahead and press apply. In my opinion, Logic does have the best stem splitter. And as you can see, we have everything here. So we're going to just mute that bass. Sounds pretty good. So now that we have our elements here, we're going to go to right click. We're going to do a new session player track. And if you look under synth, you have simple pad, modulated pad, rhythmic chords. Let's go ahead and do rhythmic chords and see what it does. We'll go to create. And as you can see, it already builds out an element. Now, if you've never used session player before, you can adjust the complexity, you can adjust intensity, you can adjust the rhythm of what it's playing. You can adjust how little or how much you want it to fill. You can give it a little bit of a swing, how complex you want those fills to be. So you get quite a few options with this. Also, you can be able to adjust by default, it'll come with Alchemy, but you can change that source sound to any sound that you want. So let's play what it did. That's pretty cool. That is for the first time too. What we'll do, I'm gonna loop it and we'll just kind of adjust some of the parameters here so you can see really how complex or how simple you can make this. Complexity all the way up. We give a little more complexity in the fill. A little bit of swing. Let's see what other patterns we have here. I kind of like that first one. That's pretty cool. I was already familiar with what it was capable of with Session Player, but just, I don't know how clean it is and it's perfect. I don't know if I would do it on every single song, but for like filler, that is impressive. And of course, you can always right click, convert this over to MIDI, and it'll just turn it into MIDI if you want to. Let's keep it going here. Let's go ahead and add some of the new digital style bass with it. So we'll do another new session player. This time we'll go to bass player and we'll do a new 808 bass here. Press create. You can't mess up the 808s. If you mess up anything else, please Logic, Apple, Tim Apple, don't mess up the 808s, please. And looks like it's loading up. I'll just play what it has before I even start fiddling with stuff here. main. Let's see what complexity does with this. And I'll solo this. Let's hear what it's actually doing. We'll put a little overdrive on this. I want this to knock a little bit more. Turn everything else down a little bit. Let's see if we can adjust this XY here. Wow, you can adjust repeats. You can adjust the slide amount. Not bad, not bad. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and get one more going on here. And this time we'll just see what they have as far as like pads. So we'll do a simple pad. We'll go ahead and go to create. And let's see what it plays here. Nice. Let's go ahead and make it a little more intense. Solo that. Wow. Let's see, I've never done this before. I'm gonna see if they have a session player for the drums, but I want like some trap drums. So we'll just go to a new track, session drummer, and we will do trap. Honestly, the session player feels like cheating, I can't lie. Like it's, don't get me wrong, like it is dope. It is dope, but what do you need me for? All the studying I was trying to do in music theory, like, okay. Trap heat, it better be heatful. Let's see. It's a little busy. Let's kind of simplify it maybe. I really like what he did with the 808, and I think that was probably my favorite part of it. The synths sound pretty good too. I don't know if I would actually use the drum session player. You might be better off just finding like some samples actually in Splice and dragging it in there. Let's say we play this again. That's cool, it's just a little busy. Versus if I open up Splice and just type and literally just type in trap drums. And we'll go to loops. Something like that. So let's go ahead and download that. We'll drag that over. I'm gonna kind of time stretch it, make sure it's good. And then just duplicate that, turn it down, and let's see how that sounds. can be dangerous. I mean, we made that in 5 minutes, if that. Say I wanted to convert this over to MIDI again. You just right click, convert to MIDI. Man, it's like bittersweet. I'm not gonna lie. Stuff like this, like Suno, you know, sometimes it just feels like cheating. I don't judge cheaters, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all here and there might find a more effective or efficient way to do things. And it does what it promoted that it would do. It's just kind of weird that half of these sounds, I didn't really lift a finger. I just dragged and dropped. And I guess that's the same as just dragging in samples. So it's not the end of the world. I will say, as impressive as this is, I don't know if it should have been a .0 update. They did add a new sound library, so if you go to get more sounds, here I have most of them installed here, but they have a bunch of artist and producer packs, instrument packs, session player packs, which is cool here. And so I do like that they're adding more sounds. I wish they would update the browser. Maybe I'm spoiled with Ableton and even with like Machine, but I don't want to have to like browse through actual file folders. I should be able to like type in kick and then it pulls it from not only their library, but it should pull it from like my save kits that I have from Machine and from the other stuff too. Because all the other DAWs seem capable of really doing that. Y'all leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this update. You feeling it? You think it's perfect? You wish they would have added more? Just let me know. As always, thank you guys for watching. Till next time, peace.